Sophie Cunningham took a massive shot at Nike today.
Sneaker fans watched the narrative shift quickly when Sophie Cunningham publicly took a shot at Nike while supporting her teammate Caitlin Clark. That brief moment triggered another round of debate about how the world's biggest sportswear brand treats its top women athletes. Clark and the Indiana Fever focus on winning. But a small online exchange highlighted an issue that has followed Clark since turning pro. For a while, there's been quiet friction between Clark and the swoosh, and this public moment made it impossible to overlook.
Sophie Cunningham posted a photo of some Adidas sneakers that she had received. And the comments here, KK Timpson, I'm obsessed with these shoes, Aaliyah Boston, if you guys know anything about Aaliyah. I don't know if KK signed a shoe brand. Aaliyah signed Adidas. However, I think she was saying they were her favorite shoes or something. Caitlin Clark, I promise you, they aren't my favorite. Sophie Cunningham, and I promise you, we get treated better at Adidas.
The situation started when Cunningham posted a photo in new Adidas gear. Clark playfully commented that the shoes were not her favorite. Cunningham replied with a sharper line, saying Adidas treats its athletes better. It didn't come off as random humor. It felt like a signal towards something people have sensed for months, and it suggests a shift in how elite athletes may view brand partnerships. Fans and insiders have noticed signs that Clark and Nike were not fully aligned. Even her boyfriend, Connor McCaffrey, has responded to posts criticizing Nike for moving slowly during Clark's rapid rise. The main concern has been that the marketing effort didn't match the moment. Clark was setting viewership records and bringing new fans to the WNBA, yet Nike's response seemed delayed and quiet. Meanwhile, players like Paige Buchers had focused product campaigns while still in college, making Nike's pace with Clark stand out more. That led to questions about whether Nike underestimated her impact or simply failed to act quickly. This gap created opportunity for brands like Adidas and Under Armour to present stronger, athlete-centered strategies. To understand why this exchange matters, you have to look at Nike's history in basketball and how signature shoes shaped the culture. Nike has secured many of the biggest names, but with women athletes, the company has often been criticized for reacting slowly instead of leading. For years, women received colorways of men's models instead of true signature lines. Only as the WNBA gained traction did women's signatures become a serious focus. Even now, Clark's rollout has seemed uneven compared to loud campaigns Nike gives top NBA draft picks. That delay didn't just frustrate Clark's camp. It signaled to the league that even its most watched player might have to wait for full support. Cunningham's comment reflected growing belief that another brand could offer a better partnership. Adidas has been pushing harder in the WNBA, aiming to show it listens, values players, and provides personal backing. Step by step, it is challenging Nike's dominance. When Cunningham says Adidas treats them better, she's talking about respect, communication, and real marketing commitment. It echoes classic sneaker battles where smaller brands win stars by promising priority, not just contracts. That's why this tension matters. It shows a rare crack in Nike's control of basketball culture. Even though Clark currently wears Kobe player exclusives and has a signature shoe expected, Cunningham's remarks suggest the partnership nearly went off track early on. There was a stretch when Nike stayed quiet, and publicly it looked like the brand wasn't maximizing its biggest asset. Pressure like that built behind the scenes, and it likely became a real discussion among teammates, which makes Cunningham's line feel intentional. It also serves as a warning that brand loyalty can't be assumed simply because a logo is famous, especially now that athletes have more platforms to speak freely. Past sneaker battles show how moments like this can spark major change. When a player feels overlooked, competitors step in with stronger offers and clearer support. The well-known case of Stephen Curry leaving Nike for Under Armour reshaped the market for years. A Clark switch seems unlikely if her signature is close, but a larger issue is how Nike appears to the next generation of WNBA stars. Everyone is watching how the league's face is treated. If players believe other companies provide better partnerships, Nike may struggle to secure future talent. The swoosh alone doesn't guarantee loyalty if the relationship feels uneven. Clark has already transformed the sport, and her influence extends into corporate boardrooms. This online moment proves that even major brands can be challenged by the athletes who represent them. As her signature launch approaches, Nike faces real pressure to deliver creativity, energy, and strong backing worthy of her impact. They are competing not only with rival brands, but with fan expectations that fiercely defend Clark's value. Every delay or unclear rollout feels amplified when millions follow the business side closely. Women's signature history includes pioneers like Cheryl Swoops and Candace Parker, who had a fight for attention that wasn't automatic. Clark entered with cultural momentum comparable to NBA stars, placing Nike in a new position where it must build a full identity, not just a shoe. Social media intensifies everything. In the past, frustration stayed private. Now one comment reaches millions instantly. Cunningham understood that. She supported her teammate while putting Nike on notice. Public pressure is now routine for sportswear giants, forcing quicker action and greater transparency. Power is shifting toward individuals, and Clark stands at the center of that change. Looking forward, Clark's signature line will test the entire sneaker industry. If Nike delivers a strong launch and matches her with the support fans expect, it can steady the situation and maintain its top position. But if the release feels delayed or uninspired, the divide could widen. Rival brands are ready to act, and Adidas has shown serious interest in investing heavily in the WNBA. Signing Clark would be a massive victory in today's sneaker competition. This story also reflects a broader shift in women's sports. Athletes no longer want simple inclusion. They want leadership roles, equal budgets, and equal respect. Clark represents that movement, and her tension with Nike mirrors the larger push for fairness. When Cunningham says Adidas treats them better, it echoes long-standing concerns that women's players have not always received equal focus. In the end, this exchange goes beyond playful banter. It signals a new era where athletes defend their value and demand stronger partnerships. Nike's slow response created frustration and opened the door for competitors. As the WNBA continues rising, the brands that succeed will be those that treat women athletes as true headliners. The era of silent acceptance is fading. The era of confident, business-aware stars has arrived. Clark has already reshaped the game on the court. Now she's influencing the business side as well. This remains one of the most compelling storylines in the league as power dynamics evolve, and Nike decides how to respond. Whether the relationship fully recovers is uncertain, but the conversation isn't ending, and the stakes for future endorsements are higher than ever. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the sneaker debate and the Clark and Nike tension, like the video and share your thoughts. Comment on whether Nike is doing enough for its top women athletes. Subscribe for more sports and culture analysis, and pass this along to keep the discussion alive. After that public exchange, the focus shifts to what happens next and how both sides respond. Caitlin Clark is no longer just a rising star. She is the face of a new business era in women's basketball. Every move around her name now carries weight far beyond the court. If Nike decides to fully lean in, we could see a major marketing reset, bigger campaigns, stronger storytelling, and deeper community engagement built around her impact. But the brand continues to move carefully instead of boldly. Competitors like Adidas and Under Armour will keep positioning themselves as athlete-first alternatives. Inside the WNBA, other players are watching closely because Clark's deal could shape future contracts across the league. If she secures unmatched creative control and real investment, it raises the standard for everyone. This situation also highlights how today's athletes understand branding better than ever. They track engagement numbers, merchandise demand, and fan loyalty in real time. That awareness gives them leverage. Clark's popularity has already changed ticket sales, TV ratings, and sponsorship interest. The question now is whether her partnership will reflect that level of influence. Brands can no longer rely on legacy reputation alone. They must prove commitment through action. As the season continues and her signature launch approaches, anticipation will only grow. If handled correctly, this could become a landmark moment that strengthens her relationship with Nike and reinforces its leadership in basketball culture. If not, it may mark the beginning of a long-term shift in power toward brands willing to move faster and listen more closely. Either way, this story is far from over, and it represents a turning point not just for one athlete, but for the future of women's sports marketing as a whole.